Good evening, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Jay Kimball.
And I'm student meteorologist Troy Fields. Now, Jay, today was just a terrific day, wasn't it?
Yes, it was just a lot of fun in the sun on a very good Friday, and we also had some indoor and outdoor activities today. I played volleyball today. That was very nice to see.
You played volleyball, Jay.
Yes.
Aren't you good at that sport? Because I could see you as a volleyball player one day.
I actually have played volleyball. Won a
Oh.
championship for it too.
Oh, well, good for you, brother. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about the ice storm because obviously you can't play volleyball and ice, but really.
Yes,
Yeah.
all the way from Kentucky over to Texas, they were seeing some serious ice and snow over all across the Midwest.
Yes, and that's all part of that huge ice/snow system that is moving in Hampton across the east, and that was giving folks in that region quite a bit of travel problems.
Yes, indeed. I know if you're walking or you had a vehicle, you got stuck in the snow today.
It's just really terrible, Jake. Just getting stuck in snow and ice because that really is just not fun. I wouldn't want to be in it.
I wouldn't be in it either. Being a Floridian, you don't want to see snow. I rather see much fun in the sun versus snow and me turning blue. Wouldn't be fun at all.
Turning blue, Jay. Hopefully we'll see the blue skies pretty soon. And are we going to see any of that anytime, Jay?
Well, let's take out with our overview for today. As you're going to see, when I come out here, you're going to see some very interesting weather developments over in the Midwest. Like I said before, those cloud covers and the snow will start making its way out to the Midwest. And it'll start making its way like I said, see, I've seen that cold front start making its way over in our area. So we will be finally seeing that snowy weather that we've been craving. I have been craving it just a tad, but not too much because I do not want to freeze. Current temperature, you see 73 in Tallahassee, you see 73 in Quincy. Bay Area region, you definitely see some hotter weather than abnormal, but that will, like Tale 2 cities, this week you'll see some very hot, humid conditions. But next week, you're going to be seeing some cold, snowy weather. Sadly, no snow to talk about, but Florida, you are going to see some nice low temperatures in the 50s and 60s. So it'll be some very interesting and snow weather for the rest of the next week. So on finals week, Troy, we're going to see some very interesting developments, but no heat next week, sadly.
No heat, Jay, indeed. Well, Jay, and well, here's how I like it. So I like it not too warm, but not too cold. So, but, it's not cold right now, still warm, so summer in Tallahassee. What better way to enjoy your last week of classes?
Yes, but we're going to see some rainy conditions as well in Tallahassee, so that's not going to be fun for the very beginning of finals week. I don't want to see rain, but it's going to happen.
Yes, but continuing off the ice storm, once that ice storm passes through, there's going to be frigid air behind it. Crazy talk.
Yes, indeed. Cold air, even though that snow comes out and goes into the northwest and northeast, you're still going to be seeing some cold air in the area, so make sure you stay bundled up for the winter weather coming up.
But this cold air, it's going to make Frosty the Snowman come out and hop on a sleigh ride and give all his presents because Frosty Snowman, folks, likes cold weather.
Yes, but Shane, are we going to get to see any cold weather later?
Well, guys, as much as I'd like to use some clever Christmas phrases too, I have to say we are in Florida and we're not going to see any severely snowy conditions anytime in the near future. We are going to see some clear conditions though, at least for the rest of the day like we saw earlier. Look at all this. Clear skies, only light high clouds in the region with a high pressure ridge that is keeping it nice and clear here, while that front is inching its way ever closer to our region and bringing with it lots of precipitation that will give us some increased chances for rain tomorrow. Let's look at where we are now. It's 73 in the capital city of Florida, 72 up in Thomasville there in Georgia, and 75 out there in Mariana. So you could say we're pretty uniformly in the low to mid 70s right now across the region, and our dew points are also fairly uniform, and they're uniformly high, I have to say. Look at this, 67, 69, 72 for a dew point in Bainbridge. That is bordering on the oppressive. And it's interesting to consider that we haven't had any rainfall in the last few days, just a lot of sticky conditions and fog overnight. Now these winds on the map here, they tell an interesting story themselves. Notice that all of them are pointed north. This is what we call southerly wind, that is from the south. and it's associated with a high pressure system that's over there to our east, and it's directing the winds counterclockwise. That is why they are coming to the north. Now, looking at the water vapor map right now, it's an interesting, clear picture of just how it is not moist in our region, and that's because this is upper level water vapor that's way up there in the sky, where we can define our front with these bright green colors over there near Arkansas and Mississippi and Alabama. Now, what's going to happen next? That's the question everyone's asking, and here's a bit of an answer for you. That cold front and low pressure system are finally going to arrive on our doorstep after dragging their feet all week, and bring with that a chance for some rainy conditions. Not a total washout, mind you, but 30%. So keep an umbrella around, head outside if you get a chance and a break between studying. And then that front is going to stall over our region, very close to Tallahassee, in fact. And here's a bit of a sneak peek for you, where it's going to be pushed back, and it's going to come through again next week with some cooler temperatures. As for the beach forecast, it's going to be cloudy, it's going to be rainy, just not a good day to get outside. Tonight in the capital city, however, it's going to get down to 66, which is well above average. And tomorrow we'll see a comfortable high of 72 with rainy conditions as it gets cooler. And the 7 days ahead, more of the same with cooler temperatures with that second wave of the cold front next week. Let's hand it off to Tawana now for a look at the southeast.
Thank you, Shane. We're just going to zoom out a little bit and talk some more about that cold front that is heading our way. So there's rain south of the cold front where it's a little bit warmer, where the warmer temperatures are. And behind the cold front is where the snow, and directly on the cold front is where the ice is. That's where all the craziness is with dealing with the ice and sleet and horrible conditions that they have to deal with, causing power outages and stuff. Luckily, that will not be affecting us. We will get a slighter chance of rain, but nothing too severe. If you look at the water vapor, the greens are where the moisture is, and that's just associated with the front. So we do have some moisture in the area, and that will increase over the next couple of days, tomorrow and Sunday. So we'll have that higher chance of rainfall coming into our area. So the winds are showing where the cold front is and where it has not been just yet. So southerly winds coming out of the south off the Gulf of Mexico, showing where the warmer conditions are, where we are. We currently have a wind speed of 8 miles per hour. And behind the front, there's northerly winds, so that's dragging in the cold air, and that once the front passes, that's what's going to happen to us. The cold air will be dragged into our region, and we will feel slightly cooler temperatures. Currently, you can see the gradient of the colors. There's a little bit of a rainbow going on here, showing the change in temperatures. 29 currently in Little Rock, 73 here in Tallahassee. Relatively warm. Definite change in temperatures just because of that cold front. And Montgomery 78 right now, but that will plummet as soon as that cold front pushes through their area. Futurecast just shows the slight increased chance of rain we have over the next couple of days. Saturday around noon, we will have that chance of showers, so just bring your umbrella, your poncho. You don't need your rain boots. There won't be any great puddles to worry about. But as the weekend progresses, the rain chance will dissipate until Tuesday and Wednesday when another cold front comes right back on through. Tonight, low of 66 here in Tallahassee, 45 in Montgomery, and 28 in Tupelo. For tomorrow, relatively warm again. Another rainbow situation happening here on the map. 31 in Little Rock and 72 for a high in Tallahassee. But I'm going to send it back to the desk with Troy and Jay.
Oh, thank you, Tawana. And, you mentioned rain boots at the segment, but, we're not really going to, if you want to go to the Northeast, right now, your rain boots is probably not the best thing to wear at the time.
More like the Chronicle on Narnia snow boots. That's what you need. Snow coats, same way. Snowy conditions in the Northeast through Virginia and Pennsylvania. You're seeing a lot of snow.
Yes, and this is all part of that ice storm that was affecting the middle sections of the country. That's going to be shifting to the Northeast, and that's going to be giving folks their snow, wintry mix, and things in that form.
Yeah, it's just going to be cold weather. I see Santa in the future, maybe next week, bringing some presents for the little kids.
Hey, I said Frosty the Snowman, but hey, Frosty the Snowman and Santa just pretty much any way you like it. Hey, as long as them presents are good, right, Casey? I know you want Santa Claus to come into your house.
That's right. Let's go ahead and take a look at your current conditions across the nation, though. We see temperatures 57 degrees right now in New Orleans, but much cooler weather off to the north and west. 29 degrees in Dallas, 14 in Kansas City, and right now 1 degree in Minneapolis. Extremely cool weather conditions across the nation, especially in the north central part of the country. And there has been some snow. That snow, as we see on the radar, is going to work its way into areas to the north and east from the southwest, moving through parts of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, in fact. Now moving its way into Illinois, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, getting into some heavy snow, in fact. And they are under a winter storm warning in that area. As we see that winter storm warning in effect, we see that areas like Columbus, Ohio, under a winter storm warning here. We see areas such as part in the pink. We also see other areas in the north central part of the country also seeing some serious weather conditions. Pink, more winter storm warnings out toward Salt Lake City, Utah. Now taking a look at the radar up toward the northwest part of the country, we see in Seattle some snowy conditions affecting areas like Seattle down toward Portland, Oregon. Also moving down toward the south, not too much in terms of precipitation, anything like that, just a few snowflakes just in the northwest part of the state of Arizona, and working our way out toward a part of the central part of the country. We see that ice that was affecting Dallas earlier, working its way out of that area. Northeast part of the country seeing this snowy condition, as we talked about, moving into areas like Columbus, Ohio. Now go ahead and take a look at your forecast, though. For tonight, extreme cold conditions up toward the north central part of the country. -8 degrees in Minneapolis, -22 degrees in Billings, and -5 degrees in Denver. If you have any family members up there, they just need to be aware of that and don't want to spend too much time outside because of the situation of very cold temperatures. And then tomorrow, they're not going to warm up too much in those areas. Not even get above 0 in Billings, -8 degrees in that area, 4 degrees in Minneapolis, 18 degrees in Kansas City. Just extremely cool temperatures. But right now, we'll go ahead and take a look at our second local forecast with Nikki.
Thank you so much, Casey. I appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and bring things back locally, like you said. Let's go ahead and start things off with our current conditions. Sitting at 73 outside as you're sitting down for dinner, overcast skies. So we do have those clouds out there. That dew point relatively high, sitting at 67. And what does that mean? Our relative humidity is going to be high as well. So definitely some moisture in the air, possible fog overnight as well. But let's bring things back home around the Big Bend area. 73 in Tallahassee, 69 in St. Marks. Off to the north, 79 in Bainbridge, and off to my east, 72 in Perry. So we're seeing the 70s, the low 70s around much of the area, and it's not looking too bad if you are going out for a night on the town. Current dew points, like I said, though, they are fairly high, a lot of moisture in the air, and that is associated with a possible front that will be moving on into our way later on into this weekend. But right now, we see this high of 68 for our dew point in St. Marks, 67 in Tallahassee, 68 also in Quincy, and once again, Perry sitting at 68 as well. So moisture is definitely about. Definitely not a good hair day, but that's all right because tonight when the conditions do move on in, everyone's going to be studying anyways for finals, so no worries there. Current winds now. Now, all of our flow is coming from the south, so we have southerly flow bringing on in that moisture. That's definitely helping. We have the flow coming in right on in off the Gulf. Now, this is also associated with our high pressure system that's sitting to the southeast of us right now, and a high pressure spins clockwise, so that is what helps to get this circulation going just like that, bringing in those southerly winds. Now, let's go ahead and look at our satellite and radar. We can definitely see where that cold front is with all that moisture and with all that snow. Sitting right up here to our northwest, that will be moving into our area in just a few days, but it'll be stalling out. So it's not going to be bringing us too much in terms of cold weather, but it will move right back up once it stalls out and actually come back towards us later on into next week. Water vapor really shows what's going on. Right here is where that high pressure system I was talking about is sitting. This is where all that dry and warm weather is. And up to the northeast, like I said, this is where all that moisture is. That green, that bright green is where you see that snow, you see the sleet, and you definitely see the rainfall. So that'll be making its way, bringing our chances for showers up just a tad bit into your weekend. Futurecast shows the picture also. We can definitely see that temperature gradient moving closer into our area, stalling out just a tad bit, 40s, 29 behind the front. but it will move right back up as it does stall out later into next week. We're going to go ahead and move right along, though, into our tonight's forecast. 69 degrees, not too chilly outside. Foggy conditions like we saw previously in the week, late overnight tonight, and a southerly wind, like I said, at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow's forecast, 72 degrees, rainier conditions, so if you are going outside, go ahead and bring that umbrella just to be safe. Cooler temperatures a tad bit, but only a 30% chance of rain. The week ahead, what does it look like? It looks like a lot of studying, folks. That's what I think. Definitely seeing those milder conditions, not as hot as we've been seeing, but not too bad in terms of studying weather. Definitely will be a nice chance to stay indoors and whip out the books.
Oh, goodness. I can't wait to study for finals.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, gosh. So, go on.
Let me tell you more, Zach.
Please.
So, if you are studying and if you're looking for the great place to study, nothing better than a library.
You're right. Stroger is starting their 24
They
hours
are.
of studying. And isn't there a study center also set up besides Stroger?
Yes, actually an ACE in the Williams-Johnson to be exact building.
Yes.
They normally are only open till about 10 p.m., but they will actually be staying open till 2 a.m. during finals week, definitely getting some more chance to get those late night hours in.
You guys are definitely going to be seeing me there plenty of times. So
Definitely, and Dirac as well. So
Yes.
if you prefer because Johnson building is a little bit smaller. So if
Yeah.
you're looking for a bigger surroundings, then you definitely should go to Dirac.
I definitely like that. But, you know, I think it's time we send it out to John to talk about some
Sounds
warmer
good.
weather in Florida.
We are the hot spot in the nation right now, with temperatures ranging from the mid-70s across I-4 corridor down to near 80 degrees. Miami is ranging right around 77 degrees, 77 in West Palm Beach as well. 73, we're the cool spot in the state right now in Tallahassee, tied with Jacksonville, with a couple of clouds passing by around the region. Winds out of the south are bringing in warmer air and also some moisture air from the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic. And it's also keeping this front just far enough to our north for now to keep all that moisture up into Alabama and Mississippi. And those blues and pinks, that's wintry precip up there. And that's all coming down. And if you're heading to cities like Memphis, Little Rock, and up the East Coast into the Midwest, it's going to be a nasty commute up there. And planes are going to be dodging some of those showers and snow showers as well. But high pressure is in control across the most of the state of Florida. A couple of showers right along the Space Coast and down towards the south. And we'll get to that in detail here now. A couple of fires actually right along the Polk County border there with Osceola. And this is all reflectivity that's not really happening there. It's just a little bit of ground debris. But if you're heading off in the boat this weekend from the Space Coast off towards the east, there's a couple of showers there. You will get in those boat parades along the Space Coast and down into Lake Okeechobee as well. No problems there with temperatures in the low to mid 70s. If you're heading down to South Florida, just a couple of showers down close to the Keys there, but nothing to worry about. You're going to get in those parades this weekend. And if you're lucky enough to have a dump truck of snow this weekend, you're going to be seeing somewhat melting, unfortunately, because it's going to be so warm in the mid to upper 70s over the next couple of days. But it'll be fantastic fun either way. For tonight's forecast, we're looking at 67 degrees in Tampa, well above average. We're still seeing those temperatures during the overnight hours, 10 to 15 degrees above where we're supposed to be this time of year. Temperatures 73 in Miami, 66 here in Tallahassee. For tomorrow's forecast, we're looking even warmer yet. 83 degrees in Miami, 82 in Key West. We're going to be very close to the record territory from the I-4 corridor down towards the south, down on I-95 as well. But we're going to start to see some of those effects of the next front there. It's 55 for the high in Pensacola, 72 in Tallahassee. You tell me where that front is in between us and Pensacola there. That front's going to creep on into our area during the weekend hours. Just a couple of showers passing on by from here west on I-10. But for more on the winter weather around the country, we're going to go to Zach now.
You're right, John. A lot of winter weather coming upon us. Let's go into your winter weather update. But before we do that, let's look at a photo. This photo coming from a former FSU meteorologist, Austin Winfield, here in Montana. Look how cold it looks. Not even a person in that photo. That's because they don't want to be in that cold weather, folks. It is chilly, and we'll show you the temperatures as well. But first, a look at your satellite. We aren't putting the radar on here just to show you how massive this system truly is, but when you put the radar on there, well, we'll get to that. First, your 24-hour temperature change, though, -18 in New Orleans. That front's already gone through. If you look at Tallahassee, though, not much of a change. We had yet another warm one. In fact, we were 2 degrees from breaking today's record. very cool in the Midwest, and that's because that cold front, which has been associated with this huge winter storm we're talking about, has gone through. That snow cover, though, look, Dallas starting to get a little. Arkansas, Fort Smith, and Little Rock, I have some grandparents there. They got tons of snow today, folks. If you know me, you know I love snow. So Florida's not the place for me to be. I should be over in Arkansas. Let's take a little tour around the country. This is going to be our next winter storm system we're watching. Now, it's just starting to develop, bringing on some snow showers in Washington and Oregon. Seattle saw just a little snow today as well. That's going to be moving on shore. This pocket right here has been, it's just been a little warmer. That sea ocean temperatures keeping it a little warmer. So you see just a little rainfall there, just a small weather phenomena that the oceans are obviously warmer, keeping in that heat and releasing it, which warms up the snow into rain. Here's most of that snowfall that we saw earlier over Dallas. Where you guys saw winter storm warnings, well, you're seeing hard freeze warnings now. Denton, Texas, seeing a hard freeze warning until tomorrow. But we move on into where this system is now. Look at all this snowfall, this ice as well. Memphis is seeing a ice storm warning for ½ an inch of ice. So that's going to continue in winter storm warnings for DC as well. Here's your futurecast. That storm's going to continue to move off, that low pressure off, seeing that wintry mix as we go into tonight's forecast. Cool and chilly for that cold front, and tomorrow, well, not much different as it continues to push our way. We'll send it over to Troy, though, for our last local.
Alrighty, thank you, Zach, and hopefully your grandparents do like the snow, because if they were here in Tallahassee, they'll probably think that this storm's a little bit cray-cray going on right now. Reached a high today of 81 degrees, so very warm, summer-like conditions across much of the capital city. And just to give you a good idea of our temperatures across much of the Big Bear region, balminess across much of the capital city region, once again 73 degrees for a temperature in Tallahassee, 79 degrees for temperature in Bainbridge. So really the story across much of the region is just more summer-like conditions. Now, current winds, and our winds are coming out of the south from the Gulf of Mexico, and that southerly wind direction is helping to bring that moisture from the Gulf, which in turn is helping to juice up our atmosphere and to make things a little bit more humid. Evidence for our dew points. Remember, dew point is a good indicator of how much moisture there is in the atmosphere, and we see dew points in the upper 60s and even lower 70s, as you see there in Bainbridge. That it means that it is very humid outside, and that will be the trend to go into the next couple of days at the very least. And looking ahead at your satellite radar, you can see that the East Coast is dominated by a ridge-line pressure that is situated off the east coast of Florida, and that southerly flow is helping to draw in that moisture, but you can clearly see where the cold front is that will be affecting our weather in the coming days. Currently located along the Mississippi Valley, and that was giving folks a lot of ice, as you probably heard us talk about at the desk, and a little bit of rain on the warm side of the system. But giving you the timeline, what's going to be happening with our system for the next couple of days, you can see where our cold front is currently situated right here, or ever so approaching us right now. And as we extend out towards Saturday morning, our cold front begins to shove into our region, and that will lead our rain chances to increase over the coming days. And as I step out of the way for a little bit, you see that along the Big Bear region, up around Pensacola, Tallahassee, I-10 corridors. So if you're traveling tomorrow along that area, just be on the lookout. Take it easy on the interstates and roads, because you don't want to slip or create any dangerous situations for yourself when traveling on the road. And extending your timeline out to Saturday afternoon, the cold front still makes its way across the region ever so slowly. And I know tomorrow is game day, folks, so if you're planning on going out with your friends, going to the restaurants to watch the game, just take it easy on the roads. Now, as far as tonight's forecast is concerned, 60s across the Big Bear region, 65 for your overnight temperature in Tallahassee, 57 degrees being a cool spot in Bainbridge. So more mountainous in store for us over the next couple of days, and the week ahead of us, giving you that 7-day forecast. This weekend will feature the chances for rains, and the temperatures will be mild, but once that cold front passes on through, we will knock down our temperatures into 60 degrees on Wednesday. That is bone chilling, guys. And Nikki and Zach, I know those temperatures, they'll make you want to shiver, don't they?
Troy, I am shivering over here, but actually I'm not because it's Tallahassee and it's fairly warm.
It's fairly warm, but let me tell you some cold numbers, some shivering numbers.
Let's talk about them.
Shivering numbers. 1972, a temperature drop of 52 degrees to 18 degrees, and that happened in Livingston, Montana.
Now that is bone chilling.
Yep. We're having a great Friday show, folks. 1964, another cold spell. Highs only topped out to negative 17 degrees.
And that is in Chardon, Ohio.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Not what I want, not what we have here in Florida, but I will tell you what we do have here in Florida, the acapellas. But they aren't in our studio.
Not here, not here. But we do have something fairly close that's here to bring in the holiday cheer.
I don't know what they're called, but let's go see them out at the wall. Look at everybody.
Look at them. They look very excited to be here.
I hear that we're going to have something very, very interesting performed out at the wall.
We're going to be a part of it.
Let's go walk out and see what's up with all.
Hello, friends.
Look at this tacky. Oh.
We're going to
dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ho, ho, ho. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Ho, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Have a good one, FSU.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Well, we still do have some time on the show, and I'm the Friday team leader, so I just wanted to tell everyone here that it's been a great fall semester. This is our last show of the semester. We're going to take about a 3-week hiatus for a winter break and be back on the second week of January, hopefully after FSU wins that national championship. That's what we're
back. Go Noles.
Have a good one, FSU.
If there's anyone else who wants to say anything, I'd like to see our control room man get out real quick. Andrew, if you could please come out.
All right, well, he's saying no, but...
But anyways, just to run through the cast of our show and regulars who like to be on our show often, this is Tawana, Troy, wrong. Tawana, Troy, Nikki, John, Alex, Casey, Shane, Jay, and Zach, and we're trying to squeeze in here real quick just so everyone can show up, but I'm glad for everyone. They always help out. This is one of the best groups we've had for weathercasting yet, and we're going to hope to make it even better for next semester, so if anyone else has a last-minute thing to say real quick, I'll give you this.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And of course, best of luck with finals and enjoy as much of your time as you have left on campus and back home as well.
And go Noles. Let's win that Pasadena championship. We will see you guys again next year in 2014.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.